Now, let's talk about Detroit. Let's talk about Detroit. I talked about Detroit a little earlier, but I want to give you a background of why it was such an easy decision for me as the founder of Beyond the Field to pick Detroit as the place for the 2026 Player Development Summit. Now, background of Detroit. So my first time in Detroit was actually when I worked for a company and I was working hybrid for that company. So I live in Kansas City. I would go up to Detroit to work for that company. And when I went there, I'd heard about my whole entire life, Detroit and Motown and the Motor City and all these incredible things I would hear and all this history in Detroit. And I hadn't been hearing those things lately as I've grown up, right? And so I was really excited to go back. Number one thing I learned going to Detroit for work was the pride the people of Detroit have in their city. Those who are from Detroit. Whenever I would get into Uber or Lyft, you from Detroit, born and raised, right? The 313. What up, though? What up, though? Right? And so I enjoyed it, but it's one of the great American cities that's going through some incredible revitalization. I enjoy the downtown area. Is one of the best downtown areas I've ever been around. If you've never been, you literally have the Detroit Tigers baseball park here. The Detroit Lions are right here. Then a little further down is where the Red Wings and the Pistons play. The city loves sports, right? It's it's in a great city to go to. You're right there, literally on the border next to Canada, right? And it was just this, I used to enjoy, I loved going to Detroit for work because the people were great. The experiences were great. There was so much to do. And there's so much that's said about the city or was said about the city that is not true. And so I'm excited to bring people there and for people to experience what I saw there. And then there's a community of sports professionals. I mentioned it earlier. One of the strongest groups there is the Black sports professionals. They have a strong network, but there are other professionals as well that they know. And I'm just excited to see the strength of how strong these sports professionals are in Detroit. I live in a city where it is hard to find other sports professionals and to find this connection and, hey, you work here, let's meet, or let's all network, let's all come together. It's a little tough here in Kansas City. If you were from Kansas City, you're watching this, let's change that. But I love it in Detroit. You have these people from the Tigers who know people at the Red Wings, who know people at, the Lions, who know people at the Pistons and the other sports there, the universities you have there. You got Wayne State, you got Michigan close, you got Michigan State. There's probably other universities I'm missing, but these sports professionals have this incredible bond. And I'm really, really excited to tap into that strength because that's going to add to what the summit was. The summit, there was someone who was from Kansas City who attended the summit in Kansas City and said, wow, I haven't seen anything like this in my city, right? And so we're bringing that to a city that already has the ecosystem of strength, of connection through professionals having their own relationships, through groups like Black sports professionals, right? And I'm so excited to have all these sports professionals to be a part. I honestly know and believe that there are going to be different sports and people who are going to show up based off these relationships that are there in Detroit. And so I'm so excited for the strength of connection there in Detroit with all the sports professionals there. And like I said, it's a great American city. You can't talk about the history of the United States without talking about the city of Detroit. And with that, there's so many things for people to do. People who may show up early for the summit or stay a day after. There's a lot of things to do. I know one thing I'm going to do. All those times I worked in Detroit for work, I never went to Motown. So I know I'm going to Motown. I'm going to check out the museum. But there's so many things to do. And I'm excited for you to experience that in Detroit. The 313, Motor City. What up, though? Because we come to Detroit. I hope y'all are ready.